Welcome to All for One, the ultimate series where we share knowledge, celebrate wins, and tackle the ups and downs of the vacation rental industry. I'm Katie Bien.
And I'm Christy Conaway. And between Katie and I, we have a combined 25 years in the vacation rental industry. Every week, we are going to bring you a 5-minute episode packed with information on how to focus on growing your company and, of course, making sure your company stands out.
So pull up a chair and join us as we delve into the fascinating world of vacation rental management on All for One. Because when it comes to success in this industry, we're all in it to win it together. Welcome to the very first episode of All for One. Thank you for joining us, and thank you, Christy. I am so glad to be doing this with you. On today's episode, we are going to talk about our backgrounds, just so you can learn a little bit more about Christy and myself. So Christy, why don't you take it away and tell us, how did you get started in this industry?
Thank you, Katie. I'm so excited to be working with you in this series and sharing our journey along with some of the amazing guests we already have lined up. My journey actually started back in 2005. I had just graduated college with my media arts degree. I had moved to the beach and got married to the man I met in college my freshman year. So we came down here with all types of hope and excitement, and we are in the Bethany Beach, Delaware area. And come to find out, they don't need a lot of media arts majors at the beach. So it was really hard trying to find a job. Of course, started waitressing until I could find something. And an amazing opportunity came to me to work for Resort Quest Real Estate and Property Management. I did my interview and I had the job just a few minutes after the interview, and I already loved it. Just to take you back even further, just so you guys know, 2005 was a long time ago. And Airbnb didn't exist. VRBO was not a competitor. Co-host, I didn't even know what that meant until about 3 years ago. Facebook was just about to go live to the public. No keyless locks, so we had keys everywhere. I can't even tell you how many times I cut my hand trying to help make keys for all the properties. And of course, I was pregnant. So all these things going on, and super excited. I found this job and I was getting ready to start my family. Kind of going back, so how the journey really went was I started at the sales front desk. I worked my way up to a shared front desk for sales and rentals because Wyndham purchased Resort Quest, and then eventually I became the executive assistant to the broker of record, working with 6 real estate agents all the way up to 60. And then that's when the business development opportunity came about. And I decided, you know what, I'm going to apply. And I did apply because a lot of people at my company were afraid to, because you needed a degree. And it was about time that media arts degree came in play. And I got the job as our business development rep. I've heard the story 100 times, but I love it every time you tell it. Tell everybody else the background of Katie Bien and how you got started in the property management industry and why you're still here today with me.
Well, I'm so lucky to be here with you, Christy. So my story is, I feel like, similar to so many people. I just accidentally stumbled into this industry. In the early 2000s, one of my renditions of life was that I worked at the front desk of a hotel. So really started to get my taste for hospitality. Then when I moved to where I live now, which is outside of Chattanooga, Tennessee, I had a friend who had a second home. He was managing an art gallery and a lot of other things, and he actually needed help getting his property, his second home, rented. So this was back when HomeAway existed. We were able to get it listed on HomeAway. I helped get it ready. I helped manage people while they were staying in the property. Other things happened in life, and then eventually I found my way back again to the industry. I had just had a baby, and I needed something that I could do working from home. So I had a friend, dear friend, who said, hey, I think there's a great position for you here at a company called Chattanooga Vacation Rentals. So I started as a reservationist there, answering the phones. I did the late night shift, so that's the really fun one when everybody's calling with some kind of problem. throughout my experience, I got to learn more and more about the industry, and I got to see what was happening for our homeowners. They were making passive income. They had this second income stream, and I thought, man, I gotta get in on that action. So my husband and I, we had about this big of a budget because we had been farmers before that. And we bought a tiny home. That's what we could afford, was this used tiny home. We got it on Facebook Marketplace for $18,000. Like, you can't get a tiny home for that anymore. And what we did is we fixed it up, we got it up and renting, then we got a second one, then we got a 2-bedroom home. So we started scaling that side of our personal investments. And meanwhile, at Chattanooga Vacation Rentals, I was understanding both sides of it, to be a property manager and to be a homeowner. So I went to the owners of the company and I said, I want to work with homeowners. I feel like I understand their perspective and I really want to do business development. So they moved me into that role. I worked my way up to director of business development in the company, and we scaled our company so well that the owners got to sell it. They sold it, they had a nice exit. And when that happened, I came over to work with Ventori because we actually were a client of Ventori. And the thing about this is that Christy and I talk to property managers every day, and we're getting the same questions about inventory growth, about scaling their business, and specifically too about business development. So what we really want to do is tackle those questions, talk about marketing ideas, talk about our experience as business development reps, and help give tools, actionable items for people to take away from every call.
Thanks everybody for tuning in to our first episode all about Katie and I. Don't worry, the next episodes we're going to be sharing a ton of information. We already have guests lined up, shows taped that we're going to be sharing with you guys. We want this to be a great experience for you. Hopefully some aha moments will come out of this, and I can't wait to share this with my buddy Katie, and I can't wait until our next episode.
Yeah, everyone stay tuned. We're going to be launching them every Friday. So check in with us next week. Keep growing, keep succeeding, and until next week, all for one.